Right, so in the last video we put together a loop and added quite a few things, basically a full drum section, a few bass layers and also some lead layers. Now, what we're going to do now is follow the subtractive approach and basically take this whole loop, drag it into our arrangement view and just duplicate it out to about 6 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do now. Drag this in here, make sure it all lines up. And first things first, I'm going to make sure this is 8 bars, that each clip is the same length. There we go. So now if I play this, we've got that same loop. Basically just going to select all of that and Control D a few times. Again, just until we get to 6 minutes or around that. So I'll delete some of this. I don't expect it to go longer than 6 minutes, but it might. I mean, we don't know that yet. Now the first thing I'm going to do is group things. So we've got a load of these tracks, all different colors, but we want to make it easier to see everything. So I'm going to group the drums. Control Shift G, or just Control G. There we go. Drums. And you might be thinking, why isn't he putting the kick in there? I don't like to put the kick in the drums group because when it comes to mixdown stage, I typically process the drums with compression, with EQ, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't like to process the kick because of its sonic difference between claps, hats, and percussion. What do I mean by that? I mean, if I had a compressor to the drums that has a fast attack and an EQ that takes out the mids and some of the lows, that's going to affect the kick as well. And if you add too much compression to a kick, it loses its power, it loses its low end. So I normally like to process the drums just as their own and then process the kick separately, even sometimes with the bass or the sub bass. So that's why I'm leaving the kick up. That's the drums group. I'm going to group the bass as well. In fact, I'm going to leave the sub bass out there. Same thing. Sorry, I got confused. Bass. Again, I'm leaving the sub bass out. Same principle. I'm going to group all these. All the synths. And that's sounding pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Color this. So now we've got these grouped tracks, and we've got a canvas basically that we can start subtracting from. That's what I'm going to do. First things first, I'm going to sort of subtract on a macro level. So take out at least what I think will be the breakdown, and so on. So I think the breakdown will probably start at bar 65. I know that it will at least go. I kind of want a paired progression in this. So I'm going to take all the drums and the bass out at least until bar 97. And what else? Probably have the main lead coming in here. 15. Okay. I know that in the intro I'm not going to have any of these leads. I'm going to take the synths out. I'm also going to take the bass out completely for the first 16 bars. And in the outro, I don't want these synths in there either. So I'm going to take out, let's see, 32 bars with synths. And on the last 16, we'll take the bass out. Okay. Now in here, I don't really want this main progression to play straight away. I want there to be sort of a more of a breakdown kind of feel, so like a paired progression or something like that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to add in a placeholder for a pad. So rename this to pad. Green. And how long should we make it? We'll make it 24 bars. It's paired progression, so it will evolve basically. And then what I want to do, must get rid of this. And I'm going to have the pluck sound playing that paired progression as well. So let's call this paired progression, just to make sure. And bar 89 or somewhere around that seems like when our main lead is going to come in. But I don't want the main lead to come in straight away. I mean, all the layers to come in straight away. I just want that single lead. So this one here. And I want that to play by itself for a bit. Maybe two sort of instances, 8 bars. And then I want all the layers to come in. But I don't want these drums here either, so, or the bass. So I'll have that played for 8 bars, and then it'll build up. So basically, this will repeat itself for, let's see, 4 bars. No, we'll have 8 bars again. And then this will be the drop. So I'm going to add a marker here. I'll call it chorus. And we'll have, you know what, we're just going to have a kick in that section. We're not going to have any drums. So just a kick going on for the first 8. And we'll keep the bass going. We'll just have this one lead instead of the layers. And during the build up, I just want it to be that one lead as well. So you can see here that the arrangement's starting to take shape. And I haven't actually added anything at all. I'm just taking stuff away. Now, one thing I'm thinking of doing is having sort of a, I mentioned it earlier, but because we've got these extra layers, we can have sort of a lift in energy. So we have this chorus here. And that sounds good. And then we might have a short break. You might take the kick out for 4 bars and introduce, say, a clap. Take out some of the basses in the main bass here. And then again introducing these main layers here, so we can have them filter up or something like that. And then following that, we have our main drop where everything's going on at once. The ride cymbal, the effects when we have them. And that'll go for approximately 32 bars. So following that, we'll have another break. We take up the kit. And it might be a bit of a long one. It might be a 32 bar break, or 16 bar break, sorry, before leading into the outro. So I would want to take out these eventually. But probably just have the pluck. And then keep the drums going. And then into the outro, we have the bass for what we've got here. 16. Yeah, we don't need this part here. 16 bars and then drums for 16 bars. Okay, so that's taking shape. Starting to look really good. Now, moving over here into the intro, I'm going to take the kick up on bar 25 just to add some tension. And I also don't want the drums in the last 8 bars here. I want the energy to come down a bit. So just to sort of backtrack a bit, I've done the main sort of arrangement, the macro arrangement, the main sections. So what I'm going to do is just add markers so it's easy to see. This will be the breakdown / bridge. It is going to be a bridge. Have the main lead coming in somewhere around here. Have this one called chorus extra. Call this break. Outro. Intro. Call this section 1. Okay, so we've got a basic, like I said, a basic arrangement. Now we want to go in and just sort of tidy things up a bit. So the first thing I want to do is take out some of the drums in this intro. I don't think we need everything going on, especially not the ride cymbals. So and the extra hi-hat I don't think we need. That's all good. And into the drop, we don't really want any drums at all. So I'll take out the ride and the hi-hat. And we'll just have that, in fact, we just have that closed hat playing. Actually, there's the 8 bars there. Take those synths out. Now, one thing I want to do is just have this play one note, the bass. So I'm going to make a cut there. Delete all this. Delete all this. Consolidate. And drag it. No, consolidate. That should work. No. So you've got to do it one by one. Okay, we're just going to duplicate these out. And we'll have it coming in here too, but we'll actually maybe filter it in or something like that. That sounds pretty good. We should have the hi-hat coming in there. It's good, and we want that same one note bass line to play at the end there, not the chorus bass line. So I'm going to just copy that in. Same with the sub base. And you can get bars of it. 16 0. Cool, we get in there. What else? I think that's pretty good. I don't think there's much else we need to do here. In terms of subtracting, there's a lot we need to do in terms of addition. Maybe just adding a bit of tension with the kick, removing the kick. So just going to remove a few here. Remove one here. And what else? Yeah, so from a bird's eye view, that looks pretty good. Only thing I might have is that in there. Alright, so that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it at that. So all we did really was drag a loop in, the loop we made earlier, and duplicated it out, sorry, and just subtracted some stuff. And you can see that it's really taken shape. If you look at it now compared to where it was before, you can tell just by looking at it that what certain sections are. Okay, so in the next video, what we're going to be doing is composing and editing parts more so than we've done here. Because basically at the moment, though we've got an arrangement, we've got this huge blank section over here where there's just nothing plain. And there also needs to be a little bit going on here as well, instead of just a kick and paste the whole time. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next video. It'll be quite a long video, but it'll be interesting. So I'll see you then.